SJP, are you here?
SJP! Colombia! Are you here?
Insight, are you here? Insight? They're here. They are! Oh, okay. A few folks left. So Insight?
They're here!
They're here! Here we go! Insight Palestine Force is a national network of feminist organizers and activists of color fighting for an end to the genocide and a free and liberated Palestine. For the last 20 years, we have been building a movement highlighting the links between interpersonal and state violence, the connections between abolition, gender, reproductive, and racial justice. Our work is and always has been grounded in a clear understanding that our liberation as people of color, as feminists, requires an end to U.S. imperialism and a free Palestine. What drove our organizing in the post-9/11 period amidst the war on terror and the invasions of Iraq and Afghanistan remains true today. Colonial and carceral feminisms do not liberate us. They harm us and our communities. Today, we continue to organize because we know that there is no struggle for freedom on this earth that is not connected to the struggle for a free Palestine. We organize because we know that a liberated Palestine is and always has been a feminist issue. Because the state of Israel, the Zionist state, considers Palestinian women a demographic threat. Because the state of Israel celebrates declining Palestinian birth rates and the death of Palestinian children. Because even before October 7th, Palestinians live with restrictions that resulted in a 58% increase in miscarriages among Palestinians in the West Bank alone. Because despite relying on systematic sexual, gender, and reproductive violence, the state of Israel and its allies have made queers and trans people a strategic token in a Zionist marketing campaign while murdering and detaining queer and trans Palestinians by the hundreds. Because torture and sexual violence against Palestinian political prisoners and detainees continues. We will never stop condemning Israel's military and sexual violence and understand that our freedom is only possible if Palestine is free.
October, we have been working with the Palestinian Feminist Collective and others to ensure that Palestine is not treated as disposable to the global feminist movement. Yes. And to again make clear that especially here in the belly of the beast, Palestinian liberation is woven into all of our struggles. Our fights against budget cuts, for decent housing and education, for the abolition of prisons and policing, for an end to carceral imperial feminisms that harm our communities, and for a just and loving world. Our dear friend and Insight comrade, Nadine Neighbor, reminds us, when we work to support an end to the occupation, when we work to end Israeli colonization and apartheid, we need to work to end those things in Palestine, but also right here in the United States on Turtle Island. This is a moment of incredible pain. It is also an incredible moment of fierce and unwavering solidarity. We are here together, here in Turtle Island and across the world. Palestine is freeing us, and together we will see a free Palestine in our lifetimes.
Give it up for Insight! All right, y'all. We want to close out by giving the mic to our very own Palestinian Feminist Collective member, Sada Mahmoud.
Thank you all for being here. We as Palestinian feminists have been documenting the gender and sexual violence we have been subjected to for the last 75 years. This violence is essential to Israel's settler colonial regime. Our great-grandmothers were violated during the Nakba in the efforts to terrify our communities into fleeing our ancestral villages. Our mothers and sisters are tortured and raped in Israeli captivity. Our children are harassed and assaulted on their way to school as they cross through checkpoints, face soldiers, and resist our occupiers. But does the New York Times tell their stories? No! Does the New York Times name our women? No! Does the New York Times tell the truth about the violence we face? No! The grief we feel? No! Does Western media listen to our young women journalists who sacrificed and are sacrificing their lives in the name of truth-telling? No! We are here today as feminists to say that we see through their lies and selective humanity. We see how Israeli women matter to them more. We see how we are faceless and nameless to them. We see through their propaganda and the political purpose it serves. We see how they depict our men as sexually violent, as savages and rapists, as nameless and faceless too, in the attempt to distract from and justify the brutalization of our people and the theft of our homeland. The New York Times is complicit in continuing this genocide, and we are here today to say that we will not allow ourselves to be distracted. The facts remain. Since October 7th, over 30,000 Palestinians have been martyred by the Zionist regime. The daily death rate in Gaza is higher than any other conflict in modern history. Over the last 98 days, our people have faced merciless bombardment and displacement, starvation, disease, and yes, gender and sexual violence too. The 200 Palestinian women giving birth each day under genocidal conditions is a form of gender and reproductive violence. Israeli soldiers arresting Palestinian men, stripping them naked, torturing and parading them through the streets is a form of gender violence. Decades of impunity for Israel's genocidal violence, a cornerstone of which has been the gender and sexual violence inflicted on Palestinian communities, has emboldened Israel to intensify its war crimes. Here in the United States, Palestinian feminists face a complex media structure that is forcing its narratives on us, misrepresenting our realities while hiding the very real issues, the very real harms damaging our communities. Within this context, the silencing of our narratives is intentional and political. Our feminism as Palestinians begins with the power to define ourselves. And we are here today to tell the world that we are reclaiming that power. It is we who must define ourselves, we who must name ourselves, and we who must speak for ourselves. This is part of our collective work and responsibility as feminists, to strive for the self-determination of our people and the liberation of our homeland. And where the words of Palestinian women are crying to be heard in Gaza, each of us must hold a responsibility to seek a Palestinian narrative, to hear a Palestinian narrative, to carry it with us wherever we go, to name it, to amplify it, and hold ourselves accountable to it. We must be intentional and unapologetic about speaking and seeking our truth. We are here to demand that the New York Times tell the truth too. Liars! Our resistance is not terrorism.
No!
Our lives matter, and we are on the right side of history. Shame on you, New York Times. There is no room for your lies anymore. Shame!
couple announcements. First of all, there's a protest at 6 p.m. for Yemen to stop the U.S. Empire and British Empire from bombing Yemen. It's important for those of us who can to turn out. Our Yemeni brothers and sisters have been standing with us, and we stand with them. We understand that Palestinian liberation is inseparable from regional liberation, as an inseparable from the struggles of all people across the world. So 6 p.m. in front of the Yemeni mission. It's not far from here. There's a bunch of folks that are going to be going from here. So if you're interested, stick around and find the other folks going to, there's our brother right here with the bullhorn. He's going to be going on the train. So anyone else wants to go, stick to him. Second, tomorrow is the National March in Washington, D.C. We want you all to get on the bus, right? There's a few spots left on a bus. Our comrade's going to tell us how to get the information.
Hey guys, super briefly, Queers for Liberated Palestine, we have a bunch of seats left on our bus. Most of the tickets are donated solidarity tickets, so you won't have any expenses. We just really want bodies to come out with us. You don't have to be queer, allies welcome. But please do come get a flyer from me, and it has QR codes, you can find the link, and we'll let you know by this evening if we'll be able to accommodate you on the bus. So please, let me know if you need it.
Our heart is full with love and gratitude, and many, many thanks for you all. Thank you so much.
Louder, louder. Louder.
Our heart is full.
Yes.
With love and appreciation for you all. Thank you all so much. And for our people at home, our people بفلسطين، نحن بنحبكم، نحن معكم، نحن مع المقاومة حتى تحرير كل فلسطين. نحن نحن فلسطين.